Recently, a fellow Utah resident that goes by the YouTube handle of Eagle Dog contacted our department and spoke with Officer McLeod. Unfortunately, Officer McLeod is not the sharpest tool in the shed, and he made a complete fool out of himself while Eagle Dog basically ripped him a new one. If you get my drift.
We're not playing a hypothetical game.
No, hypothetical. No, this is not hypothetical. This is a law. We're discussing what the law says. Do you acknowledge that Law 76-8-506, providing false information to a law enforcement officer, government agency, or specified professional exists?
Yes, I do.
Officer McLeod is without a doubt unknowledgeable regarding this particular criminal statute here in Utah, and he could have easily said as much. But instead, he forged ahead with his training and attempted to gaslight the situation to try and make things look better for the American Fork Police Department. This tactic, in this instance, did not work. Section 78-6-506 is in fact a Utah criminal statute, and it is in fact centered around the premise of an individual providing false information to law enforcement to initiate an arrest of that person. This is a law here in Utah, and both Brandon Best and especially Joshua Johnson did do these acts not only in person in front of an American Fork police officer, on camera I might add.
Hired this YouTuber. His name is Ben Schneider. He's Reckless Ben. They sent people in saying they're going to murder our manager. I'm done. Hired this YouTuber. His name is Ben Schneider. He's Reckless Ben. They sent people in saying they're going to murder our manager. I'm done.
But also when they called 911 and provided false information to the dispatch center to get armed officers sent to their location to do their bidding. These actions clearly are a breach of the criminal law here in Utah, and I would strongly urge the district attorney here in Utah County to bring forth charges against both of these men for providing false information to a police officer. Now, some of you might be asking, well, why don't you as the chief just send your officers out there and arrest these guys? They clearly broke the law, and you would be correct in that conclusion. However, I am in a difficult situation, as I stated before, because I'm not a well man, nor am I a very strong man, so I doubt I could withstand the scrutiny of having to arrest one of our own. So if I hand this off to the district attorney, I can distance myself from having to actually do anything with regard to upholding the law. I can then hopefully continue in this position as the chief until my retirement and get a huge retirement pension from the law enforcement union. I'm sure that those of you out there that are involved in law enforcement know exactly what I'm talking about. It's called passing the buck. And we here in the law enforcement community are pretty good at that tactic. We have been doing it for decades now, and so far it's worked pretty good for us. We can easily dodge serious questions for months and sometimes years until we retire and head off into the sunset with our big fat pension. It's what we do, and we're good at it.
We're ready and willing to arrest these individuals for Utah statutes for cyberbullying and digital stalking, because they're using electronic means for communication and coordinating their stalking.
Okay, so it's digital stalking, not stalking.
It's all of the above.
Okay,
but because they're continuing to use additional tactics and other things like that, thinking that they're being cute and whatnot, can't continue. So somebody has to be arrested to show that they can't continue to do this.
No, we're just kind of wanting to know what you want done on this.
As much as we humanly possibly can.
However, for the sake of transparency, I think it might be prudent on my part to point out that the defendant in this case, who is Joshua Johnson, by the way, is on the phone with another individual who we believe is Ammon McNeff at the corporate headquarters of Bricks and Minifigs, and these two are colluding with law enforcement to create a false crime so that Ben Schneider can then be arrested. Well, that is what we in law enforcement call a conspiracy to commit a crime. So I might suggest to these people to lawyer up big time and to shut their friggin' mouths in public. To put it another way, put a cork in it, you stupid fuckheads. Just because a person is a Mormon, that does not mean that they are smart. And these folks have clearly shown to the entire world that they are in fact not smart at all.